Welcome back to SFCraft Season 2 for Episode 8. In this episode, we are going to work on the second floor of the base and get and convert some villagers and work on some roads in the shopping district. So as you can see, we have bought a lot of plots that are surrounded in orange terracotta, and we will need to pay 13 emerald blocks for these, so that is why I'm standing on the emerald pile. So let's place these. And there we go. So now we have officially bought all of that land down there, and I will eventually use that for future shops. So this will be reserved for our future shops for the entire season. So I am going to need to expand the road and build a road down there in between the two new plots. So we are going to do that eventually. But now the emerald pile looks like this, so it is really tall now. Not that it wasn't before, because Wisier bought all these plots, but now it says this, so that officially shows that they own the land and no one else can claim that land. So now we are going to go back to the base and start working on the walls of the second floor. So in between episodes, I completed the first elevator that goes to the second floor, and that's you get up and then you just drop down from here. And that will also act as an elevator for going down as well from floors above the second floor. So now what we need to do is get some terracotta and some smooth stone and concrete and start working on the walls of the second floor. So I think we are ready to go into a time lapse and start working on it. So we are back from that time lapse, and the walls of the second floor are now complete. So now we can start working on the villagers, which will be on this floor. But before we can start working on the villagers, as you can see, there are now a lot of shops down here where a road should be. So we need to expand this road because Fire now has a shop here and it is currently empty. And there is another shop down here, which is Aaron's, and it is not yet complete. And there is this XP farm, which is Soch and Dragons. We are also going to need to build a road on this side as well for all of our future shops. And while we are here, we can check profits, and we sold 2 5 emerald books, which is surprising. That doesn't usually happen. And 1 out of 15. And we did not sell any other books, so we got 25 emeralds. So now I'm going to start working on these roads, and I'm probably not going to time lapse it, so we will be back when they are complete. So I have completed both of these roads, and as you can see, it's now easy to get down to these areas, and it connects all the shops together and makes the area look much nicer. And on this side, there is also a road which will make it easy to connect all of our shops to the rest of the shopping district. So now that that is complete, we can now go back to the base and start working on villagers. So I have marked out all of the areas that villagers will be going in white concrete, and there are 14 different areas that villagers will be in, so we can have 14 villagers. So most of these are probably going to be librarians, and I will also have some stonemasons because I'm going to need quartz for some future floors in this building. So I think the first thing we need to do before we can even bring villagers in here is complete these areas, put in the beds and areas for the workplaces, and put a roof over them so mobs can't get in. So we are going to go into a quick time lapse and work on these. So we are back from that time lapse, and as you can see, all of the villager areas are complete except for the front, and I'm not sure what fire is doing here, but I have placed torches in them as well so that mobs can't spawn. And the next thing I'll need to do is put the beds and then put the front in. But we are going to need to get some villagers, and I'll probably just get them with a villager spawner, which I can buy in the Continental. And then once we have enough villagers and they're all in the areas, then I'll be able to start locking them to their workstations and eventually converting them. So I bought a spawner and a villager egg at the Continental. So let's put this in. And there we go. I'm already starting to get villagers, and that one's already walked into a spot. And I now have enough villagers, and they are all in each area. So I destroyed the spawner because they will keep spawning. There's no way to stop them because they even spawn when it is light out, unlike regular spawners. But now we have enough villagers, and we shouldn't need any more as long as none of them die. So this has taken a very long time, but after repeatedly breaking lecterns, we have finally gotten all of the enchantments that we need. So here we have Feather Falling 4, Sharpness 5, which that one will be really good, Depth Strider 3, Quick Charge 3, Fortune 3, Frostwalker 2, Silk Touch. Can't even reach that one. I'll have to break this. Power 5. Mending. Protection 4. And this one has efficiency 4 and not efficiency 5 because I just could not get it. It was taking way too long, so I had to go with efficiency 4. And finally, I'm breaking 3. And these two here are stonemasons, so I will need to level those up, and then we can get quartz. And as you can see, I have blocked all of these. That is just in case some mobs would get in here, so they are all safe. And now the next thing we will need to do is get some zombie eggs and golden apples and splash weakness potions, and start converting all of these to zombie villagers. But once they're converted, we will still need to keep them safe. So I think I'm going to work on the roof of this floor first. So as you can see, the roof is now complete, and I have placed torches on the floor, so now there shouldn't be any mobs spawning in here. And the only way to get up to this roof, because I haven't built the elevator yet, is through this drop down area and a Riptide Trident. But as you can see, the roof is now level with the roof of the other building, and that's how I wanted it to be. So eventually I can have a walkway from the 3rd floor out to the roof of that other building, and they'll be on the same level. And the King F will also be part of this 3rd floor because of how the crown is, and that way you can walk across from the statue of King F to the 3rd floor as well. But before we can work on the 3rd floor, we still have to work on the 2nd floor. So I'm going to get those materials to convert them, as well as some acacia wood for trapdoors. That way these don't need to be blocked like this, and they'll still be safe. So I'm back with some trapdoors. And because of how the trapdoors work, they will need to be placed from the inside. So I think the best way to do this is to go in from the side and just place a block so the villager can't get out. And that worked. And then destroy the cobblestone and place the 3 trapdoors. So that should look pretty good from the outside, so I'm going to do this for the rest of the villager areas. And now that this entire area is fully complete, except for the villager conversions, this is looking really good. And to trade with them, you just have to flip the trapdoors up and then close them when you're done. And there is no way any mobs could get in there. So I think we are finally ready to start converting them. So first we're going to need to buy some zombie eggs, and we are going to need 12 of these because there are 12 librarians. So I've never shown how these vending machines work, but the ones with the chest on the side will take the emeralds and then put the item in the chest. So I have also gotten all of the splash potions that we need in the golden apples. So we'll start with this one because this is the quick charge villager, and that should be the easiest to replace. And we won't need that one as much as I don't think we will be selling as many. And that completely failed. And now the zombie's attacking me, so let's try to get it in here. And I'm gonna need to break that trap door. No, that is not good. Okay, there we go. So that should convert it, and then we'll kill the zombie. Yep, there we go. So I'll need the splash potion first. We'll probably end up splashing ourselves with this. Yep. And now I have weakness. And there we go. So now it should convert. And that did not really work. So I think for the other villagers, I'm going to need to do this from the top. And then I'll place the zombie on top and then kill it. And that should be the easiest way to do it. This also took a very long time, but we are now done converting all of the villagers. And as you can see, all of the trades except sharpness 5 are 1 emerald and a book for the book that we will be selling or using. And I think one of these over here is sharpness 5. I think it's this one. Yep, that one's 12. So we are going to need to convert that one again to get it down to 1. Because I think that might be our best selling book out of all of these. But all of them are converted, so now we can get books a lot cheaper, and this will make it really easy to make emeralds from the bookstore. So now that we have books from librarians, I stocked the shop with some of those books. And while we're here, we'll check profits, and we already have 30 emeralds from that barrel, probably from Silk Touch. And I don't think we sold any other books. So we're going to have to see how these sell, and that's going to be it for this episode of SF Craft. Thanks for watching this episode of SF Craft. In this episode, we finally started working on villagers, and we converted them, so now we got a lot of good book trades for a cheap price of 1 emerald. And now we will be able to sell a lot more books at the bookstore and make a lot more profits. We also expanded the roads in the shopping district, and now it is more organized and it looks much better. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in episode 9.